Welcome back to another episode of Pondering Podcast. Today we are talking about holiday grief, which is not
I'm used to it. I'm a
great.
Saints fan. I grieve every year.
Okay, aside from football.
Oh, well, it's grief. Grief comes in many shapes and forms. It just doesn't mean, you taught me that.
Which is
People
true.
can grieve a lot of stuff. Oh,
They
wait,
can
first of
grieve.
all,
You're right. Cheers. Let's start this episode off correctly.
Cheers.
this is
Jordan.
holiday cheers.
Jordan is hydrating because he is still training.
So anyway, you were talking about
Holiday grief,
Holiday.
not football grief. We could do an episode on football
what
grief.
football happens during the holidays.
Yes, so we will do a
I'm
separate
grieving LSU.
football.
I'm grieving the Saints. Yeah, I got a lot of football grief.
Okay, that'll be another episode. Let's talk about, though, seriously, reality of how hard grief hits at the holidays. Because it does. It hits.
Yeah.
It tends to hit like it's a lot more potent during the holiday season.
I'd like to say it gets easier. It's just different. I think that first holiday
Oh, the first
of
holidays.
not
Oh.
having the loved one or the pet, the whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is that puts you in a position of grief.
Right.
It's those first. The first are the hardest. I guess that's in everything in life, right?
Yeah.
Your first steps are harder than your steps thereafter. But it just having a holiday go by and you don't have that person or the pet or whatever it may be is tough. It's
When
people get lost.
now that we are, because we're sitting in at 10 years and 19 years without the boys, but we have had some family members recently who have lost and who are now going through their first.
Yeah.
For me-
they're in their first right now.
For
Yep.
me, when I look at them, it takes me back a little bit because it's like what those steps, those firsts are like, and just for me personally, like my heart breaks.
You know the pain.
Because we know what it's like. Do
You
you
know the
feel
pain.
that? Do you guys feel that?
Yeah.
I do. Especially with my close friends who are going through it, and I've got one going through it right now. And I'm trying to be
Yeah.
the best friend I can be to him.
And I see you stepping up for him so much, and that loss has affected all of us.
Oh, yeah.
She has
Yep.
left a big hole in our
Yep.
hearts. She was such a big, beautiful presence in
Oh,
our
it's
world.
great personality, just fun. Just
And
fun person.
to see his postings and knowing how much he is missing her, and it's like that. I always tell clients that I work with that intensity and that longing to just have them in your world again is so overwhelming. But again, it's not always like that. But we know that that's the stage that he is in now, and our hearts
Yeah.
are with him. I mean,
Yeah.
you have been showing up, and I feel like you're meeting him where he's at, and you're meeting his needs male to male. Whereas,
Yeah.
that's not always easy because men are not. They're not supposed to grieve openly.
Sure.
But you're allowing that for him, and I admire that in you.
I think one of the things we need to touch on at some point in time in this one is that, as friends, we need to understand the signs. You need to listen.
Yeah.
Like I said, you talk about the postings, and then you can tell when they have a bad day because their messaging,
Yeah.
right, is different.
Well, and
You know.
I think too, though, sometimes from the outside observer, when you're reading someone's social media who is grieving and they're putting up post after post, it's not actually that they are in the deep, dark space. It's just the wording. Sometimes you see a certain post and you're like, that's it.
Yeah, how do you read
That
it,
is
right?
what I feel.
How do you read that? How do you take a post or you see that person knowing that they're going through something, and then all of a sudden you start getting these posts and you're reading through them. How do you read it to understand or to try to understand where that person's at or what's needed, what that person's need?
It's a simple check-in. If you're seeing someone post after post and you're like, okay, they're having a hard time. Because it's been my experience, I have shared things and people will come, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm here for you. In that moment, it's just the wording of it is so valid. It's worth sharing because it may not be what I'm feeling in that moment, but I know the wording is so powerful.
Yeah.
I want to put it out there for someone else who may need those words to read it.
Right.
So that's why don't always assume just because someone is posting a lot about grief that they're in a dark space. And also reach out.
Yeah.
Ask them, are you
phone
okay?
Call helps.
I'm seeing your post. Are you okay? There's two things that bother me about the social media postings. One, someone said, oh my God, it's just breaking my heart. I can't even read it. I wish that they would stop. Well, that's rude. It's rude. They're hurting.
That's their outlet.
And that's their outlet.
That's their outlet,
and the fact
right?
that they are sharing,
Yeah.
let them share.
Yeah.
Grievers need to be heard. They need to be heard. They need to be validated without judgment and without unsolicited advice.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are seeing your friends, your family members, your coworkers, whoever it is in your social media world posting over and over, you just listen.
Mm-hmm.
You give them a safe space to say the words that they need. You don't give them the unsolicited advice. You don't tell them they need to go to therapy. Mm-hmm. So many people will automatically text me, oh, so-and-so's having a hard time. You need to reach out to them. This is the thing about a griever. When a griever needs help, they are going to reach out. If your sister's husband just died and you're telling me you need to call my sister, she's not ready. When your sister is ready, she will reach out.
She's going to seek
to
the
me.
help. Or not just to you, but just
Or to anyone.
To whom she's comfortable
Yes.
with that she
Yes.
believes can help them.
Right.
Right? Whether it be a pastor, or whether it be you, or whether it be someone in your same situation, right? That could help them walk,
Yeah.
right? And give them the tools to do it.
Number one, first and foremost, you just have to listen. Be a heart with ears. You just want to listen.
Yeah.
Don't judge. Don't tell people they shouldn't feel that way. You do not say, well, this is your 10th Christmas without him. You should be used to it by now.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. You should be used. You never get used to it.
You never get used to
we're
it.
10 and 20 years in, and you don't get used to it.
There is a hole in our atmosphere. There is a hole in my soul. It's not ever gonna be what it was. I mean, we are making the best of the situation that we can because that is what we have chosen. There are choices in grief, just like there are choices in life. And so you choose to take those steps again.
Yeah.
You choose to keep fighting. It's not easy by any means.
I think you touched on something that probably could be beneficial to everyone that listens in or take anything from this. Is that when you're listening and give them that person a safe space, how do you interject and when is it right to interject to say, hey, look, when you're ready, I will help you find help. You know, saying those types of words to let them know that they're not going through it alone, but that there is some sort of help out there. Whether, like I said, whether it be through a church or through counseling or through a grief therapist or whatever those cases may be. How does a friend and how does somebody that's assisting that person that's going through it, when is the right time to say, let me help you through it. I will help you find help.
You say it immediately.
Well, I mean, you
However,
said you got to give them just listen. But at a certain point, you want to help them, right?
Right. But that's the part. It's telling them it does not have to feel this way forever. There is help out there for you, but you have to be ready to receive the help.
Yeah. When you're ready. I think that's the key, right?
When you're ready.
When you're ready, I will help you find help.
Yes, absolutely.
And maybe you could be the help. I mean, we don't know. I mean, whoever that person is, it may be the one thing they need, right? That one person. But if not, you want to be there to help them find the help.
Absolutely.
As well. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. I feel like you could say it from day one, but it's not going to click until they get to that juncture where they're like, okay, I don't want to live like this anymore.
Sure.
I want to start to feel better. So
Yeah.
what resources do you have? Who do you know that can help?
Yeah.
You know? And again, I'm not always the answer. There's some people go to traditional therapy and they get that relief from traditional therapy. Jordan, you've been finding solace in church.
Yeah.
You've been going to church and you've been working on increasing your faith. for everyone, everyone's grief journey is individual
Yep.
and unique, and it's going to look different. Their
Yep.
path to healing is going to be their own personal path.
Yep.
So it's just important that you do something.
True.
Because you can't just sit in it day after day and think
But
that one day
there's
you're
a
going to
period
wake
though
up.
there's a period that people I feel as though they're paralyzed, right? When it happens to you, you're paralyzed for an amount of time, and that time frame can be different for everybody. Some people can be paralyzed for a week or a month. Some people can be paralyzed for a year. It's a very soft walk as a helper trying to help that person.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I know the holidays
It takes
are
you
tough.
back, right? Doesn't it take you
It
back? 'Cause
does.
I was just thinking, so our very first Christmas without Austin,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I could not do a traditional, our family is very holiday focused.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We had, when we lived in California, all of my siblings were there. All of my siblings, had their significant others. Some had children, some didn't. But we had a very large, we'd do a Christmas Eve gumbo. Santa Claus would always show up and he'd have a gift for every child that was there. And we would drink and eat and talk shit and just all the things, right? That first Christmas without Austin, I knew that traditional go-in was going to tear me apart. And I wouldn't survive it. In my mind, I felt like I wouldn't survive it. So what I did was go into it with the things I knew were going to tear me down and take those off the table. So Sharon and I were very much in contact every single day since Austin passed. So I said, Sharon, this is what I want. I know I want all of us to be together. I want all of us to spend the night together because I don't want to wake up in the morning without my family. Because I felt like we were all kind of holding each other up, right?
Yeah.
So we then started a new tradition. And that's the thing. Your holiday can look however you need it to look. Yep. I didn't want to do Santa. I also knew, though, that Jordan was still very little. He was almost 4.
Shut up.
He was going to need some sort of Christmas. Donovan was 12. He was going to need some sort of Christmas. Keith Michael was 9. So you guys I couldn't rob you of your Christmas. So we spent the night together. We brought gifts. We woke up the next day. We did make the gumbo because gumbo is my favorite dish.
Second favorite.
It's
Well,
my
maybe
favorite dish.
Favorite or second favorite. Yeah.
We were going to have the gumbo. And it was simple. And we woke up all together the next day. We cried. I don't even know how many times we cried during that night. We still bought Christmas gifts for Austin because I didn't know how I was going to not buy him a Christmas gift. It didn't feel right. And we had breakfast the next morning. We cried again. We laughed. We cried. It was just kind of that, it was 24 hours of just being on this emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did it again the next year.
Was that the shush year?
No, this next year was the shush year.
Next year was the shush year. That's another story for you guys later.
We spent the night at the Tile Emporium. Remember my parents lived in that one house called the Tile Emporium?
Yeah.
They had so many, it was a rental home, and they had so many different styles of tile. It looked like a tile warehouse.
I think it was a display house.
And we called it the Tile Emporium. That's where we slept.
That. Holy shit, I do remember that.
So that was our first Austin holiday. The first Donovan Christmas, I said, I don't want to be here. Mm-hmm. It's going to be too hard. Let's go to Louisiana and have Christmas. The one thing I did not understand, though, is wherever you go, there you are. So wherever you're grieving and wherever you go, your grief is going with you.
You don't leave it at home in the closet.
So I thought change of scenery, different feelings. No. Psych, change of scenery to Louisiana, lots and lots of family members, not in our grief realm, right? Because they're separate. They're not seeing us on a regular basis. Yeah. So we bring all of our heavy hearts to Louisiana. and it was 80 degrees outside, so I packed nothing but winter clothes, and it was hot AF. So I'm irritable because it's hot, and you just have well-meaning, well-intentioned family that just want to love on us.
Yep.
But I'm so broken and so drowning in my grief. I felt like I was suffocating, and all I wanted to do was come back home.
You can't leave it behind.
No.
And the thing is, when you do that, and I'm not saying you should stay home and grieve, but when you decide to take that trip for the holiday to thinking you're going to change the scenery, which would make me feel better, and then some days it does, and some days it doesn't. But you wind up just losing the comforts of those secret spaces where if you're feeling bad, you can run to your bedroom, or you can run to the shop, or to just have the solace.
Yeah.
Well, when you travel,
no solace.
You left all that shit.
Yeah. You might as well go sit in the car.
Yeah.
When Donovan died, and I've talked about this in the book, and we've talked about this on many podcasts, I was so resisting my grief and not making space for it that, remember, my face was doing that random swelling. My face. So if you don't manage your grief will find a way, and it will attack you physically. And Donovan knows that I'm very vain, so he was attacking my face, and my face would just randomly swell up. At one point it was my lips, then it would be my cheeks. It would just go all over. I look like Hitch, the movie Hitch with Will Smith. Yeah. And I literally was carrying liquid Benadryl around and swallowing it randomly because I never knew when this was going to happen. So add that to our holiday fun, and it was on par with being one of the most miserable Christmases I've ever had.
But again, as it should be. We lost our son a few months earlier, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's no happy first holiday.
No.
Because you're going to constantly think of them and keep wondering what if they were here, what would we be doing? And you get into this rabbit hole of just, again, a lot of what ifs, but it's just, why? The what ifs and whys.
You were so little. What do you remember? Do you remember the Christmas
from
after?
Or from
Austin? Do you remember the Christmas after Austin?
I don't know.
After
you
Austin,
were turning 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the Donovan Christmas?
I remember waking up and obviously just getting through Thanksgiving, which was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sitting there and waking up in the morning, and of course I wanted to get up immediately. Open presents. Open presents, but I remember sitting there and waking up, and then the realization hit, damn.
Yeah.
It's odd to think that we can get up and Donovan's gonna
play
be
with the
there.
toy. Yeah, he play with you. Yeah.
Donovan's gonna get something I'm eventually gonna break.
Yeah.
Seeing having that feeling that I couldn't do that anymore, or that he wasn't gonna be there saying something stupid or doing something stupid.
True.
Definitely hit, and I just remember just sitting there in silence for a little bit, and then had to carry on.
Well, because that Christmas before, so let's go to the Christmas before where Donovan was here. I had done the scavenger hunt because Kayla came to visit. I had done the scavenger hunt for all of your Christmas presents, and I hid them all around the property, and you guys had to go find your gifts. Donovan was here laughing and talking shit while y'all were trying to find your presents. I got Dad a popcorn machine, and they put it together, and we're just gonna have all these pictures. So it's you go from that where you're like, yes, this is one of the greatest Christmas ever because we got to have Kayla home with us, and we did all these things as a family, to the next Christmas where you have this big piece of our hearts just gone. And then I tried to do the traditional Christmas in Louisiana, which didn't work out. So then from that point forward, we stopped trying to do traditional Christmas. We started going to the Dearleys.
I don't think I want to do any traditional holidays anymore.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
wanna go.
and that's the thing, but it was through our experience that we learned trying to force ourselves to do the traditional was way more painful than just doing whatever we wanted. So we started going to the deer lease. You and Jordan would get up and hunt. We'd stay that whole week in between Christmas
That's
and
good
New
times,
Year's.
man.
You guys would go hunt. I would watch old movies. One time we had
That was the year, wait, was that the year we made Kayla take the Christmas pictures? We were sitting in front of the camper?
Yes.
yes, in the camouflage shirts.
Yeah. And she was so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, just a ball of joy.
She was also grounded from her phone, so yes, she was not.
Oh, ball of
She
joy.
was not the life of the party that she normally is.
And she was stuck in Miss City Girl, stuck in the woods.
Stuck in the woods. We loved it. She hated it. Also made us love it even more. No, but I was gonna say, we had sandwiches one year for I had made a roast, and we had roast sandwiches for Christmas dinner, and we were watching westerns and different movies. So those scrapping the traditional and just doing Christmas our way. Then became very enjoyable and manageable Christmases.
It's important for folks that's going through it.
Yes.
Don't try to fit the round into the square peg.
Right.
Do what you believe will make you comfortable.
You have to do what you can tolerate.
That's exactly, because your level of patience goes out the window immediately.
Yep.
Because you said earlier about, everybody's telling you all these things you don't want to hear it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Nothing.
You don't want to hear
It doesn't make you feel better, and sometimes it's all the misinformation things that they're telling you. They're telling you the things that are supposed to speak to your intellect,
It's because of what they've
but
been taught all
not
their
speak
life.
to your
Right?
heart.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh, your angel is watching over you this Christmas. Personally, I don't give a F.
I don't want an angel.
I want my son
That's right.
here eating gumbo with us, talking shit to his little brother about all the. Remember when Donovan flew your brand new helicopter into the bush or the tree?
How
And
many
broke
years
it?
you got a helicopter?
Jordan got a helicopter every year.
Solid 10 years. Every
Helicopter.
Every year,
Every year it broke.
It never lasted beyond a day.
It did not make it through the day.
Donovan broke the first one, and then at that point it just became like a little running joke that he'd get a helicopter and something would be wrong with it. But it's like those are the things you get to make the rules.
That's it.
And you need to communicate openly and honestly with your family about the things that you know are going to tear you down and you cannot get through.
Yeah.
If grandma made her famous souffle every Christmas and it is going to break your heart to smell those smells, you need to tell the family, let's pass on the souffle this year.
At least this year.
It's too hard, just this year.
Just this year.
And we'll see where we're at next year.
Right.
But the people who are supporting the griever need to make space and allow that person to make the choices for themselves. If you know going to the family Christmas shindig is going to tear you down, communicate with your sister, I am going to try. In the event that I show up, I'm leaving my purse in the car, I'm keeping my keys in my pocket, and I'm doing the Irish goodbye when I'm done. And that needs to be accepted. There does not need to be pressure.
Without judgment.
There does not need to be pressure put on the griever. They are already carrying enough. Let them do what is in their best interest because they are already white knuckling it through. Let's say someone wants to spend all day in bed crying their eyes out. That needs to be their plan, and it needs to be allowed. Now, the deal, though, is I'm going to text you throughout the day, just checking on you. Just let me know I'm managing. I'm managing as best I can, just so that they don't worry about you too much. But that we need to take the pressure off of people who are grieving through these holidays to perform as though their hearts are not broken. And the other thing is, their hearts are broken. They are not broken people. They don't need to be fixed.
No.
You can't fix them. There is nothing you're going to do to fix them. I couldn't fix it for Jordan. I couldn't fix it for Lewis. I couldn't even fix it for Kayla. I was drowning myself. But we all knew we had to share space together in all of our various broken formats and just get through it as best we could.
Mm-hmm.
But we never, like, Lewis wasn't telling me, you got to get out of bed and you got to go wrap presents for these kids. It was, we're going to do the best we can.
That's it.
And so when we had sandwiches
I'm
on
fine with
Christmas Day,
That's all good.
it was one of the best Christmases I think that I can remember.
We
Do
did-
you remember?
We duplicated it last year.
We did it so many years.
Remember we went to little Paul and Nicole's, and we had
Oh my God.
we didn't even have Christmas dinner. We had sandwiches and very expensive wine, and it was great.
It was fabulous. In pajamas all day. We watched movies all day long,
Yep,
and I enjoyed every second of it.
yep.
So
It was a good time.
it's just, you need to come up with whatever plan suits you and your needs. Now, when there are little people involved, and that was the thing, like with Austin's first, I had to acknowledge
Yeah,
Donovan and Jordan still needed a Christmas.
Santa Claus had
So Santa Claus still did. He didn't come to the house, but like we still provided gifts for them.
Mm-hmm.
But the day was what I was able to manage, and I feel like that is the biggest takeaway.
Right.
Make it what you can manage. And if you're going to white knuckle your way through the day, you're going to pay for it for the next few days, because it's going to take all of your energy and your strength. That is why you need to have a plan. You need to talk to your spouse, your sister, whoever is in your circle supporting you, and you need to let them know, this is what is going to help me get through it. Don't force
Absolutely.
anyone to do something they're not prepared for.
Absolutely.
Any
that's
last
when,
thoughts?
That's when the resentment and the bickering and the
Well,
arguments come in.
that's when you
And then
really.
you're not understanding, because the person that's grieving is yelling at you now. You're not understanding that you can't force this.
No, you can't.
Let them be, but listen, constantly just check in. Just, you need anything? You
Yeah.
good? Simple word. You good?
Yeah. My bestie just texted me recently. His dad passed away. It's coming up on a year in February, and he said that he's doing relatively well considering he's going through the first holidays without his dad. And I said, we carry them in our hearts, right? They're with us every single minute of every day. But yeah, there is that big, huge void at the Christmas dinner table, at the Thanksgiving table, when you're sitting down and you don't have that presence. But I told him, I know that he is so proud of you, because you're continuing the fight. You're working, you're going after it. You have to go after it. You can't just leave the grief unattended, because then it'll consume you, and you don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Any last thoughts for you, son?
Coming from serial compartmentalizer, I would say the best thing, again, always reaching out to like your sister, your brother.
You don't even like your sisters.
I don't. Reaching out to
Your mom.
Yeah. But like how y'all were putting it, like you don't want to force it. You don't want to make it worse than it is. So taking a break from your usual traditions when stuff goes down, it's a given. So I'd say, like, especially in my spot, it was weird because, again, like him breaking all the helicopters I had, or me breaking literally anything he got for Christmas was like a new.
Just let me know that we had money well spent.
Yeah, a new thing like that I had to get used to, but I feel like definitely putting it out there and talking to someone throughout the whole process.
Exactly. Yep.
It makes it a lot better.
I agree. I would say, as a griever, do what makes you feel good or comfortable to get through the moments, the minutes, the hours, the day.
Yeah.
And from a support perspective, be tentative, be listening, try to read some of the signs, and then just check in, right? Just continually check in. and just know that they have support when they're ready, right? So that's the thing. But it's a tough journey for the person going through it, and for the person or the people around them supporting them. It is very tough. It's never the same.
No.
I mean, they can lose someone this year, and they're going through something, and then 5 years later they can lose someone else. It's not going to be the same. They'll have different emotions, different feelings, different the way they go about moving through the day is going to be different. So don't expect it to be different just because they lost something twice. It's not.
No. It's the relationships are different.
That's
so
right.
So you have to grieve each relationship
That's right.
differently. The last thing I want to say is also
But Merry
anyone
Christmas.
who knows me knows that I am a big
Connoisseur of the beverages.
connoisseur of the beverages.
We're
When
looking
you're
for sponsors.
when you're
of the
emotionally struggling, the beverages don't always help. Trying to numb the pain does not always help.
Yeah.
It actually gets you into more trouble. So also be mindful of the things that you are doing to numb the pain, because you're just delaying the inevitable. It's going to catch up with you eventually.
It's not just alcohol, but
anything.
Right.
It could be.
The dam will break.
Yes. So
you're right.
be mindful of the things that you are doing to avoid feeling the feelings, because it will catch you and it'll be worse. So
Merry Christmas.
on that end, Merry Christmas
Feliz
to all of our
Navidad.
friends.
Feliz Navidad.
Thank you all for
Happy
the support.
Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. What else we got?
Thank you all for the support. And if you're looking for a last minute stocking stuffer, look at how great this book fits into the stocking. You are the books are available on Amazon. You could get them in paperback as well. But there's a lot more information about how to get through your grief. There's all of our personal details of how we got through our grief. So this is a very useful tool.
As well as some unflattering stories about me.
That he deserved. Anyway, thank you for joining us again on Pondering Podcast. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.